Okay, so we do get the Kai Wing Nami. That was also
the difference in our excitement was very tangible there, Kobe.
That was also one that they added to his repertoire.
Yes, yes. It looked good. He had a great game at MSI.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get another game.
Tarzan on the way down. Twisted advance should be pretty easy here. Q backwards, some additional damage onto Rest. Is forced to flash. Hope the extra damage. Nice backstep from Rest.
Okay.
Anything else, but it's a flash for flash trade. Gen.G on the top side. Flandra ready to remount. They have to be careful about not letting him stack that courage. Flandra now running the shotgun blast back. He remounts. That's why you gotta be careful.
Click on that Kled. I want to see how much real HP that sucker had. That is so insanely close, playing on the edge. So everybody still has flashes, should be fine, but Tarzan's got some time to work with, so.
Kai Wing, very close to the ball there, immediately gonna get knocked back with the arcane smash and just deleted.
Maybe should not be fine. It's just flash in from Maokai. You're not gonna do anything, immediately gets the objective. And as I said up before this, he had the full time because all his camps are cleared. So this is as efficient as you get. He spends that time immediately getting a successful game cleared. So this is as efficient as you get. He spends that time immediately getting a successful gank, successful objective. But as of now, the first one is cleanly taken without smite by Gen.G. So he still has smite to secure another one. Just Q smite that one, 2 for sure. 2 for sure, 3 for sure. Kled's not coming. Kled's not coming.
And that is CFO being first to that top wave, right? Getting pushed first. So Doggo and Kai Wing could move down first, as well as Shanks able to, Rest able to wander up. Now it looks like it might cost him a plate. And he'll finally get the setup around Drake.
Yeah, seeing the Nami finally join as well on top side, they're able to finish off the bottom side cross-map objective play for themselves. During the reset though, okay, is just massive in this game as well because of them. Here we go.
Ulti in, tanking the tower. Shanks caught out. Decimating smash not quite going to come through. Shanks, one more stack of the Cyclone as they start to spin right on top of him. Run warp there, but Gen.G, crushing blow, just takes him down.
Beautiful surgical dive there from CFO on top side. Mid lane as well, the pressure, but...
Forced to ulti, but almost able to threaten to kill onto Doggo. Is forced to use the barrier in the end, but they get the heal out from Kai Wing too. So
nicely done from CFO, even though your tower is traded on the bottom side. Still fairly even. Towers just traded.
Hold the thought. Doggo stepping up. Massive damage on the Fox Bomb. Here comes Hanwha. Tarzan's got nowhere to go. Twisted advance to get him out a little bit extra healing, but Hanwha snipes the kill.
Plus, I get the extra pick. While they're doing Rift Herald, they get the kill free. Here onto Tarzan.
And I gotta say, they've just been a step ahead. CFO continue to impress.
Really, really nice kind of swipe there. Able to pick up the Maokai ultimates, kill the Maokai himself, get the Rift Herald. He has one of their 2 kills. The Aurora is just such a big champ here, and here we go. They get their damage on the tower, and the Rift Herald's gonna finish it off.
CFO and Hanwha pushing in the mid wave are gonna finish it off. Opens up so much of the map for them. Wandering in, hoping to catch out Hope. Kyle off to the side. Ulti out from Hanwha. Zoning away. Kyle getting his flash before the big fight is going to be big, but here's the response. The charge now coming out. Ulti from Tarzan. They see a window of opportunity. Tidal wave response. Flandra into the back line. Gen.G immediately backing up. Doggo for now untouched. Flandra zoned away. Forced to flash away from the bubble. Doggo stepping up. Gen.G, the reset on the Cyclone just in time. Flandra's got him on a rope, but I don't think that's where he wants to be. Hanwha with the follow. CFO take the fight.
CFO are flying high. That is everybody still alive. 4-4-0. And they own Summoner's Rift.
Turn it right back. Not scared whatsoever. Ulti for Kyle's flash, knowing there's no return. Hanwha, the tiniest bit of mana, 30, almost flawlessly calculated to get him through that fight. And CFO, they were in control, but they were behind on Drakes. Now they've just got everything going for them. Is an excellent Nico player. We've seen this man carry games in this tournament.
Yeah, he's having an exceptional tournament. His Nico, previous to this as well as the Poppy game, both insane from him, and that's why I credit Hanwha with going to attack him. You force out the flash, you force out the Proto Belt. acts as a turret here on the Corki.
And it's a good moment for Doggo because you can see if that was a Jarvan, if that was something else. Hold that thought, charge on the way in. Tarzan trying to bully his way forward. Doggo already used the cleanse, locked up for a moment. Flandra right into the back line, the rest is here to respond. Doggo for now untouched. Flandra demounted and running. 5K on the Otacon. Honq popping off with the ultimate. It's a tidal wave across the entire team fight, and he catches Kyle. Crucially, but Honq about to fall. Invisible for a moment, the side step. Otacon might finish him off. It's a Realm Orbit coming in for the meantime, and Shanks, but he's not quite sure where he wants to be. Shanks into the back line, but it's Shanks who goes into the tower and will fall. Otacon resetting. Tarzan and AL on the retreat, and it's CFO again making their mark on Summoner's Rift, finding the fight on the top side of the map as Gen.G spins after Tarzan and takes down the AL jungler.
Exquisite League of Legends from CFO!
Otacon, an easy pickup now. And again, CFO so good at capitalizing on the split-second decisions, these tiny moments. AL, it looks like they're all going at the same time. No, Shanks is a little bit further back, so they don't hesitate to dive in. Doggo knows that the damage from Tarzan and Kyle on one flank isn't enough to kill him, so he is in the face of that Maokai at the start. Has access to the ulti. CFO committed to this objective. Hopes ulti is going to be a big cooldown to keep track of. 6K, objective getting lower. Tarzan ready with the flash to go over the wall. Rest zoning on the side. That's a TP, and Honq immediately going to kick the fight off. Hope immediately going to ult, but Honq manages to find a way out. Tidal wave for the disengage. Shanks now going golden. KIL now going in, manages to find the pop on him, but it's just not enough damage. But Hope remains untouched, crucially. However, they just cannot find a kill. Pushback coming in. CFO holding the line, forcing AL away from the objective, but the worm still stands.
Ooh, these clones from both sides providing the escapes here.
Honq.
So no. Stops the recalls, dismounts the Kled.
Ooh. It's continuing to step up. Tarzan is incredibly low. They can just force this. Kyle still waiting off to the side. They know almost all of the ultis are missing. Flandra has his, as does
Maokai Q
Shanks.
smite!
Maokai Q smite! Tarzan gets it! Flawless read, Kobe, the fight now breaks out. Flandra off to the side. Rest isolated, but Gen.G is still standing. AL got the worm now. They need to get to the fight. Hope continuing to step forward. CFO forced back. They thought they had the damage, but the math was wrong. Flandra in the midst of the entire team, ready to demount, continuing to go, finding a hell of a lot of courage now in this late game fight because it's Hope and AL. Realm warped into the back line, but Rest says we're gonna get something back.
There's only one survivor for AL. It's Shanks, and Honq
goes in, takes him down.
They wipe every Baron buff off of Summoner's Rift, but still Dracos.
The early dominance they had in this game is really paying dividends because the mid lane tower is still up. It's so hard for AL to find any flank angles of their own. So hard to get that creative Maokai angle that you mentioned earlier. So both sides just continue to poke. Doggo still walking forward with a lot of confidence, but has to get a little bit more respect as ulti now coming in for Flandra. Immediate TP coming on the backside. That's Honq on the way to the fight. He does have the ulti up and available. Tidal wave going in. Honq coming back. Ulti just in time. Wants to take down Shanks, but doesn't quite have the hard CC. Shanks manages to make it out. But Rest keeps driving forward as Hope falls. Tarzan and Kyle on the backline, but all of the damage is gone. Tarzan will not be enough. Kyle finally finds the engage, but it's too little. It's too late because it's Gen.G moving in the whirlwind there. AL crumbling. Flandra comes back into the fight just in time to watch AL fall to pieces. The Quadra coming in for Doggo. CFO dominate game one.
The Oysters look exceptional today. CFO are going to march on the Nexus Towers.
And it's going to take a second because there's no way.
The minions are going to follow shortly.
But it's 12 seconds to Kyle, it's 23 seconds to Hope. It's not enough. CFO moved better around the map, fought better, out-executed. 5-0-11 for Honq, Quadra for Doggo. Kyle is not enough. CFO take the first win.
Wow. Yeah, it was fun to be able to see the TP come through from Shanks, recognizing as like, okay, I'm being chased down. Rest is TPing up, and nope, Honq's not letting it happen. So CFO, real players here.
Got a little bit of that. Meanwhile, Freljord synergy, anyone?
A little frosty
good engage.
Bot lane.
That is some good engage.
This is nice too.
More offensive look, though.
Wow,
pretty
bottom
standard.
lane. Gen.G wandering in. Again, often with the Ziggs, you can take control of the lane early on, but Braum is just so good into these melee options. It makes it hard for Kyle to do much, and Gen.G commit to the dive, moves in, after charge doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. 3 markup, that's 4 on the concussive blows. Kaiwing now moving out. Tower angle flawlessly traded. No one nearby to punish.
Great dive again here from CFO to start it out, taking out the Ziggs.
But it means that CFO have their bot lane in position around Drake.
Okay, Tarzan's running over to contest. Leona's pretty far away. Leona and Orianna will come, but it is later.
Tarzan ready with the wind becomes lightning. Shanks level 6, so is Honkyu. 800, Smite gonna finish it. Kyle wants to keep the fight going. Gen.G isolated off to the side, but it's Honkyu immediately diving in on top of Tarzan, trying to stop any fall. But now it's a 3v2 in the river. Honkyu absorbing so much pressure, likely gonna cost him his life, but he manages to take one with him. CFO grabbed the objective, likely to take down Kyle as well. 1-for-1 trade thus far on top of the Drake. Flandra doesn't hit the ult! It's so close, pixels away. Kaiwing, they managed to go right back in. Kyle holding on for an extra second. Feet of warfare there. Kaiwing right in the back of the pit. He's a dead man walking, doesn't have a flash. They're gonna take a bit more time and clean him up, but my God, what a start to game 2.
Well, well, well. Okay, Tarzan gets chased out of stealing the red, but they should be able to at least, they're gonna finish the burst on this one.
Finish the burst. Rest ready to contest. Doggo waiting off to the side. Coling up and available. That's Gen.G coming down from the stars. Tarzan isolated face first with Rest. It's going to be a tough fight, but in comes the public execution on the backside. Down goes Rest. Kyle going to take the kill. Another one going to fall as Kaiwing gets taken out. Honky versus Shanks in the bottom lane, but it might not matter. Tarzan's running for his life. Gen.G ready to finish that one off. Doggo gets it with a piercing light. Honky will escape in the bot lane 1v1.
Okay, so +1 on the kills for CFO. The Pantheon ultimate allows the chase. Gen.G is able to force the fight. They get the extra kill. They're not going to get the extra grub, I don't think, yet, because the teleport from Leona. No. Yes?
Maybe.
So yeah. So
yes.
Leona is able to push him off, so they delay the grub for now, so nobody gets the last one.
So pursued out. Flash away from the wind becomes lightning. Good that AL get that cooldown. Now they can shift their attention topside. They see the TP coming in. Want to punish Honkyu. Honkyu, though, knows that Shanks has no ultimate. There's not a lot of damage here quite yet. Also, Zig's ult was used in the mid lane, but with 4 people on the way,
no shroud.
Go in. Knows that he has to commit at least a little bit to get away. Wave being held. Instantaneous knock-up. Nice back-up coming in from Honkyu. Redemption coming in. Healing there. They'll finally cut him down. In the meantime, a push back in the mid lane for CFO, but well played by AL.
Okay, Pantheon has ulti, so Kaiwing's trying to make time right now. They could Pantheon ulti up with the Dolly.
Push in. So they want to keep playing fight. Kyle so low.
That was, I believe, I don't know if we saw it, but Flandra flashed.
Flandra flashed, equalizer down, and of course, no way to cancel the Mbessa TP, so I like the decision to chunk out there. However, the all-in, the commitment on the bottom side does make AL feel pretty comfortable going for that Herald. Will grab it for themselves, and Herald plus a Zig Satchel means at least the all-in, the commitment on the bottom side does make AL feel pretty comfortable going for that Herald. Will grab it for themselves, and Herald plus a Zig Satchel means at least 1 dead turret.
Okay. Do we keep our Akali split pushing? I mean, the tower's going to go down early, so I guess he could just get the tower and then still have time to teleport in. Are we going to see it?
Not wanting to risk, I think, the full-on 5v5 without the setup, respecting Shanks on this Orianna, respecting the AoE damage that can come through. So instead, prioritizing the side lanes, giving up mid lane in exchange for top lane. Will they concede the Drake?
Oh, he's teleporting. Here we go.
They do want the full fist fight. Kaiwing kicking things off, already exhausted. Off on the backside, it's Rez who's getting deleted, but he manages to go golden for a brief moment. Honkyu trying to immediately follow up. Tarzan isolated. Follow-up is there, but the ulti's keeping him safe. Honkyu immediately into the midst of the entire team as Flandra is forced back for a brief moment. Gen.G flashing in. Shockwave yanking him right back as Honkyu continues to live, but it's hope on the backside. Honkyu alive once again. Flandra re-engaging. The shield keeping him standing. Flandra in the midst of the entire team. He manages to make it work.
What a fight! AL clutch it out there. They're going to get the dragon on top of all of the extra kills.
Impressive stuff.
With this lineup as well. Zig's bomb allows so much for your macro. Not only does he take teleport, but the bomb with the extra wave clear here, they can set up for the bottom side of the map easily. You know, top side tower goes down, and so Otacon on bottom side. They've already taken care of mid tower, so get your mid priority and then rotate your resources over to the Otacon area. Push in on that last outer tower and make it.
The pressure is there. AL able to respond, clear out the vision that CFO set up just moments ago. Both sides knowing how crucial this Otacon is. That's the ulti coming in for Gen.G. Sees them in the pinch. Wants to go in. Tarzan using an ulti, but on an immediate shutdown. Honkyu trying to find his way onto Hope to make sure that no more damage can follow up. Flash forward, stun from Kyle, and they take down Honkyu. 4-man stack from CFO, though, still standing, still strong. 2 down.
They got the jungler, so I was wondering if they're going to go to try and do Otacon. And if they bring Ziggs over...
has TP.
Okay.
Is immediately going to TP back to the fight. They need to be careful, though. Their resistances are getting shredded. Hope is going to hit like a truck. They're trying to zone Kaiwing out of the fight for a brief moment.
Burn it.
4K,
The patience, they let the patience.
Getting lower. Altin coming in from Flandre, immediately takes down one. TP coming in the meantime for the rest of AL. Flandre flashing back to get away from Doggo. Wants to turn the fight back. Doesn't have the shield up in time as Doggo gets one back in return. AL holding the bottom lane. Standing strong. They will not concede the Herald. The patience starting to run thin. And it looks like we're going to have to go one more time because Otacon's not out of this one yet.
Otacon has no patience for these teams. He resets again, but it's critical. If the person that has Otacon aggro, the closest one to the Otacon, is outside the circle, set up for
One
this.
more time. Gen.G ulting again, rinse and repeat. We've seen this one before, but this time it's Hope who's been isolated. Hope trying to flash away, rest off to the side. Hope blocked out the satchel, not nearly enough to keep him standing against the ulti from the Ziggs. Not having a whole hell of a lot of effect. Hanwha ready to retreat if need be, but Tarzan knows that he needs to follow. Equalizer to split the fight. They don't have tri-bush control. CFO, it's not a great angle to start. Rest is incredibly low, but they do have the man advantage. Instead, the Drake now set in their sights. Shanks moving in. Level 15 on the Orianna. The shockwave will hurt, but CFO refused to group. Doggo waiting over the wall, calling to split the fight. Need to keep Tarzan away. 2K getting lower. Tarzan steals it, but Hanwha uses the Mega Blast Cone to get in. Instantly, he's suppressed by Flandre, denying the engage back in return. But AL get what they came for. They take the Drake. Gen.G wants to try to find a way in, but AL have control of the tri-bush. That's Doggo caught out, able to flash out to safety. AL continuing to chip away at these summoner spells, but their focus isn't on the objective. Gen.G gonna walk forward too. They're risking so much just to attempt to steal. Finding kills back now. He's knocked up, he's taken down. Tarzan grabs another. Patience resetting on Otacon. Rest about to fall, holding onto his life. Surely AL get the objective.
Good focus from AL to go for kills and not over tunnel on the Otacon. Tarzan constantly looking for anyone stepping up from the side of CFO. They get the kill onto Gen.G, and they will finally, Dracos, get the Otacon.
That's the patient composure we were missing in game one from AL, playing for the kills, not giving the opportunity for any cheeky fast plays. CFO now, after the Otacon is taken, do respond with a tower of their own, but AL, despite a small gold deficit, go for Baron here. They don't really have the best situation for their waves and bottom side, but they might not care.
Really good focus from AL on attacking this Akali. Flandre and Tarzan have just had their eyes set on him, constantly getting these big engages onto the Akali. Even in the times where they don't actually kill him, chunking him out so low and forcing the ultimate out in a defensive escape ultimate from Hanwha. Even with the Otacon being taken and the dragon being stolen by AL, and even with this tower going down, they're still slightly behind in gold.
Doggo chasing, poke damage onto Kyle. Let's be careful not to overcommit
Pantheon
here,
ult?
but Gen.G might just be on the way, and he is! It's the Pantheon! Right to the back line, Aegis assault to block, and he fall off damage. Decent equalizer to kick things off, but Tarzan is relatively untouched. Hanwha in the midst, the team almost immediately gets taken down. Ulti from Flandre! So many low health bars! Flandre, Tarzan, and Shanks tear through CFO!
AL are gonna get that Baron. I don't think there's anything Gen.G can do about it. Shanks with the 5K damage in that last fight, and Shanks is, if you consider a stacked up Dark Seal a real item, which is like, it's kind of a real item, and he's got the Blighting Jewel as well, where it's like, it's kind of like a half item there. He's pretty full, and with the Baron buff, AL, they're not gonna let you breathe for very long. Taking down mid tower inhibitor, under fire as well. The dragon is on the table, so after inhibitor, they're gonna go towards bottom side, take down that turret.
And there's not a lot of counterplay from CFO outside of forcing an engage, but it's AL who will force it first. Tarzan getting us ticked off, immediate knockup. Down goes Rest. CFO gonna retreat, holding the line for now, but again, AL have more range, better siege tool, more threat. CFO can only force a fight. It's their only recourse against the push, against the pressure that AL are putting down. Gen.G gonna kick things off. Flandre still has the GA. Aegis assault to keep him standing for now. Will retreat. Ball pulled back. Hanwha tries to get a little bit more space. Dash back, but he still gets clipped. Doggo now running. Wind becomes lightning as he's caught out. Forced back into the fountain as AL determined to take us to game 3. Beautiful team fighting across the board. Hanwha shut down and denied time and time again.
And suddenly they started to bring that game back in their favor. I mean, you can look at that goal graph on this graph there. That like you saw how ridiculous it was. This back and forth, constantly trying to vie for this attention, and it was just that at the end, AL were able to pick it.
CFO with what I would describe as honestly like one of this year's most standard drafts. It's good for a reason, right? These are all picks that have been good at different points in the meta. They're all very safe picks, whereas AL are cooking a little bit more. You know, you have the LeBlanc Jhin combo, you have this Trundle Rek'Sai topside, something that Hope and Kyle are respecting.
I mean, you're not going to get away with this. Ocean Dragon slows as well, so it can be annoying to disengage from. Teleport comes down to fully commit, though, for CFO, and that's going to scare off the rest of AL. So, good job fully committing.
For CFO to contest, they have level 6, they have MF ult, but way better vision setup. They might be able to get one. That seems the most likely trade. AL immediately going to back away. I think that makes sense. No reason to commit to the fight once CFO are able to arrive. Just be happy with 2 that you basically got for free. Stunned, but a nice pullback means that
Alistar behind. Alistar headbutt.
Through. Kyle not quite able to get the angle. Rest flashing out, immediately going to pop the dominance. Tarzan coming to the wall. Rest very likely to fall. Q healing. That's the cold meat, keeping him standing for an extra second. He wants to dash out, but down he goes. Shanks with first blood.
Very nice overstay there. Kyle's still behind an enemy jungle. He is warding up. The timing on that is actually important, you know. Gen.G goes for a little bit of a shorter release on the Q, so he doesn't get interrupted, but topside.
Knock back on the Flaunja. Has access to the tunnel, but not quite. Oh, he's going to be able to get in range. Even with the healing reduction. Able to get enough help. Waiting over the wall, though. Who could it be? It's the Vi. It's Gen.G. Flaunja living for an extra second, but it'll be HongQ grabbing the kill. Of course, in the meantime, the counter punch is coming through on the bottom side from anyone's legend. Tower under siege.
So they do increase the gold lead here. Again, they attack side lane. This time, CFO are the ones to kill enemy top laner. The race for the tower, though.
AL getting ready to contest this. Flaunja in the bottom lane does have access to the TP if he needs to come. Shanks hopping over the wall, looking for a bit of that poke. TP now coming in from Flaunja. Skirmish line set up. Eyes on Doggo for that ulti. HongQ dividing the fight with the wall, but Tarzan interrupts him with a pillar. Flick back onto Kyle is good. Flaunja looking for the multi-man knockup. Doggo still standing, holding off that ultimate. 2 more seconds, but there the bullets go. Doggo grabbing the kill on Kyle. AL retreating, but they're not leaving quite yet. The curtains have been called. Doggo backing off, slowed for a brief moment. Gen.G splitting his attention, wants to finish the Herald, but Tarzan there, ready. A Q smite potential to come through, but Tarzan has no flash. CFO secure the Herald.
Foil you with a pillar, then that should mean that the Rift Herald will guarantee mid, and topside is guaranteed here from HongQ, so tower collection time for CFO. Dragon collection time for it, and topside is guaranteed here from HongQ, so tower collection time for CFO. Dragon collection time for AL.
2-0-1, 400 goalie doesn't seem massive, but he's really going to start hurting here as Kyling's able to block most of the damage with the Celestial opposition. Now the Herald charge going to come through. Waiting, the interrupt isn't quite there. Instantaneous ulti coming in from Doggo. CFO don't hesitate to pull the trigger, and it might just be 2 quick kills in the blink of an eye. Shanks trying to give him more damage down, but Gen.G is still standing.
That is so well coordinated again from CFO. Just as they kill the tower, Gen.G's already pre-ulting on Vi. They get the lockdown for the Misfortune ultimate, and 2 towers taken for CFO.
He holds it. If he can use it on Shanks before that burst damage comes through, so much of that impact is going to be mitigated. Doggo walking in. He has the Bloodthirster, not afraid to tank some of his damage. Big chunk onto Hope. It is the Jhin. He can't stay in the back line, but we'll have to be careful. TP coming in from behind of CFO.
Camp that telly.
Ball breaker ready to go, trying to jump in onto Flaunja. Flaunja immediately retreating. Wall splitting the entire fight. HongQ knocked away. Curtain call coming out. Last bullet not quite going to connect. One more coming in for Hope, but he can't get anything done. Ulti from Doggo doesn't do too much work, and it's Riverest who might be in trouble. Kyle backing away, 3K on the objective. All comes down to the smite on the Otacon. Ulti in to make sure he gets the pin. It's getting lower and lower. Who gets it in the end? AL keeping the fight going, but no! It's Tarzan in the clutch who manages to take the Otacon. Flaunja with the foul up, the double, make it a triple, and Shanks to run down Kaiwing as AL get everything.
AL, they put their flag in the dirt at Otacon. They clean up the fight, they clean up the objective.
Didn't need to use it for a kill, but in the 50-50, in a battle of pure skill, it's Tarzan who comes out on top in the smite fight, and AL who dominate the exchange. It was CFO with almost 4,000 gold in their advantage. Doggo almost 2K individually. Now starting to even up here as AL looking good in this mid game.
They certainly are. Dragon number 3 on top of the Otacon for AL.
Shanks for the first time gets to do the LeBlanc thing. Moves in with support, they lay down vision, he can hide in the darkness, but instead it's Gen.G hiding in the darkness. Nice start onto Tarzan, but he's staying standing for an extra second. The full channel on the ulti as Doggo gets the kill. The pillar doesn't quite connect, and now it might be Kyle in trouble. Shanks waiting over the wall, trying to take down Doggo, but Doggo has the healing to stay standing. Shanks not able to get the kill down. Flandra, they want the follow. Doggo finally drops it. It's Hope who finds the last shot. 2 more bullets left in the chamber, might be able to get something done. Flandra retreating, AL on the way out. CFO continue to work their way back into the red buff jungle, but AL happy to have 2 kills picked up.
Jin got it.
How do you deal with the LeBlanc poke? AL, they're going to have the Chemtech Soul on top of it.
TP mid. Rest forced to backdash. Moving up to the top side, threatening.
So you are...
What's the plan here,
blocked,
boys?
you're kind of blocked from your own base.
Kyle waiting over the wall. Oh my gosh, this is going to be devastating. Kyle goes over, immediate pop. Doggo tries to pull channel, but Kyle has the interrupt. Curtains calls, and now it's Shank and Flandra to follow up. CFO being routed, forced back. Hongq still standing. Doggo still alive for a brief moment, but it's the tag team of top jungle to tear him down. Hongq knocked out as well, and they don't need a Baron. They want the series. AL barreling down mid.
AL want that quarterfinal spot, and they're going to take it.
AL with one final push, the patience. Once they had the lead for Shanks, there was no coming back for CFO. Rest versus the world, a few moments to watch the wave come in, but it is AL taken out in game 1, bouncing back in game 2 and 3. They've taken down HLE, they've taken down Gen.G, and now it's CFO as they move on to the quarterfinals.